Ammaji, Ammaji.
Ammaji, Ammaji.
Om Swarupa Ammaji.
Om Swarupa Ammaji.
Yog Swarupa Ammaji.
Yog Swarupa Ammaji.
Ammaji, Ammaji.
Ammaji, Ammaji.
Shiv Swarupa Ammaji.
Shiv Swarupa Ammaji.
Sid Swarupa Ammaji.
Shiv Swarupa Ammaji.
Ammaji, Ammaji.
Ammaji, Ammaji.
Sachitananda Ammaji.
Sachitananda Ammaji.
Om Swarupa Ammaji.
Om Swarupa Ammaji. Ammaji, Ammaji.
Namaste, everyone. Just to really share a little bit of my experience and understanding of our Bharitya Sasnkriti, our Indian culture, and especially as we are celebrating this birthday and all the cultural and appreciating the teachings and what Ammaji has given to us. So I thought I would like to talk a little bit about in this context about the role Ammaji has played in our life. So can't be really more appropriate than this one, talking about the cultural and the dance and all these beautiful aspects of our Indian culture, Bharatiya culture, or the Sanskriti. So big looking, back into the Sanatan Dharma and the life itself. Sanatan is the term that comes from the Sanskrit, the eternal. And then Dharma is the way to live aligned or in tune with our full potential, our holistic being. Swastha, Swasta, is something that we do see in our culture, in our yogic life, that we like to learn how to empower ourselves, how to master ourselves. And then after mastering ourselves, after becoming well established on ourselves, our ultimate goal of life is Kaivalya. Now, for how to live our life and how to attain the Kaivalya in the Sanatan Dharma, we have the Sat Darshanas, 6 different viewpoints or different ways, different paths to attain that enlightenment or liberation. And then we have many paths of yoga overlapping on each other, like the Hatha, Tantra, Mantra, Raj Yoga. And we have also many ways of how to worship the divine, in different forms and different rituals, different mantras, and the services. We have many languages, the music, dance, and so many cultural activities, which each way allows us to find our own way to connect with the divine, to connect with the inner self. And sort of really, for me, looking back into my journey all the way up to where I am today, I have seen Ammaji playing each of the role, and really sort of if I would have known somebody who has lived the holistic Sanatan Dharma in every form, from the yoga, from the jnana, from the rituals, mantra, chanting, singing, the satsangs, also the rituals, the dance, music, linguistic ways, then I think Ammaji is really a wholesome person, a guru, a master to live that Sanatan Dharma and the wholesome of our Bharatiya culture or the Sanskriti. I met with Ammaji in 2006. And I must say, more I know about Ammaji from my day one of meeting, I realized how little I know or I knew about her really, as a yoga master, as a dancer, singer, a mantra master, some of the most amazing sort of gurus, I would say, when it comes to doing the satsangs. It was just the flow of it, which sort of, the satsangs are a very big part of our our Bharatiya culture or the Sanskriti, living as a Hindu monk, and along with that also such a fine-tuned balance of the grasta, as a mother, as a grandmother, and so much more as the person who is looking after the ashram, not just the mother of the son, but also the mother of the whole ashram itself. So I guess in that way, I definitely see that Ammaji is a real living model of this wholesome Bharatiya Sanskriti, the culture, its art, and its beauty in its wholesomeness. Either we talk about the way we dress up, way we talk and communicate with people, how we live, how we eat, and how we connect or in tune with all these different forms. And something I do remember worth to share really is, after, I think it was like somewhere around the fourth month when we start the course after the new year in January. And I was talking to one of the student and talking about, how amazingly Ammaji is living this Indian culture, the Bharatiya Sanskriti, and her roots. And well, until then, I never really knew. I thought Ammaji was a typical Indian woman, the Bharatiya Stri or the Nari or the mother, the Mataji. And then this person sort of tells me like, oh, no, Ammaji is not actually born here. She comes from a different country. I was quite upset in some ways. I wish that she would have never said that to me, even though, it did not change anything in my connection with Ammaji, because I guess still for me, Ammaji has lived more in the country, more in the culture and all the dynamics of it. And then moving into some of the most profound teachings that Ammaji advocated as part of our yogic life. And one of my favorite mantra, and I can tell you all, Ammaji never got tired of reminding us, do your best and leave the rest. And I think it's one of the best remedy for our judgmental conditioning that we all are continuously living under this pressure, immense pressure of achieving something, and we continuously compare ourselves with other people. And Ammaji was just continuously reminding, just do your best. Remember, you're just a little human being, and as long as you keep doing your best, then you are good. The second favorite teaching to me from the Indian culture is something quite I found interesting, like how the Bharatiya Sanskriti itself is quite intertwined with the virtuous living, the self-empowerment. And Ammaji again reminded again and again, it's so sort of, now I feel like it has become part of my living, never to avoid good for sake of pleasure. There are the pleasures, the sensual stimulus is always everywhere. But can we stick to the good? Can we stick to the appropriate, righteous, virtuous way to live? The third favorite teaching in this sequence comes to something Ammaji again reminds. Yoga is really not just about doing your hatha yoga, your postures, getting upside down on headstand and twisting. True yoga really begins as a virtuous living, adhering with the yamas and niyamas. In a holistic sense, yoga is a path of the warriors, a virtuous human being who can hold himself or herself together in all the ups and downs of the life. So I really love that concept that the wholesome path of the yoga is a path of the virtue, path of the warrior. It's definitely not for the weak-hearted people. Then the next one, Ammaji talks about the yoga is skill in action. And I know these teachings really are coming from the scriptural teachings. Swamiji teaches them in its own way. But it's just the way Ammaji will put that in context. Either if we are doing our asana, either we're doing our karma yoga, when we're talking, communicating to people, when we're doing our rituals, we must learn how to do, how to act, how to respond. In Ammaji's words, the word responsibility is the ability to respond, not to react. And that is the skill in our action, developing that skill, that mastery. Then we have the yamas and niyamas, as Ammaji always reminded, The yamas and niyamas are really the foundation of a yogic character. You can call it a yogic personality, we can call it, or to become a yoga sadhaki or yoga sadhaka, the follower of yoga, or the people who say, I live yoga, then the yamas and niyamas do become the fundamental foundation of the life itself. Then, as sort of, I guess to me, again, it's been really interesting that before I met with Ammaji, I've known many, many paths of yoga. We have Hatha, Jnana, Tantra, Mantra, Bhakti, Karma. There's just so many of them. And each path itself is complete. We cannot deny that. But then for each path, without the support or the limbs of the other paths of yoga, they are not complete. As Swamiji says, yoga is yoga. It's not, it's like inseparable. And what Ammaji really did, I love one of the analogy of Ammaji is that if the inner ring in the bicycle is the self, and the outer, the bigger ring in the bicycle is the higher self, the divine, then each spoke can be seen as the each limb of the yoga or each path of yoga. And well, the harmony, the strength, and the motion of the wheel is supported by each spoke. If we take few of them out, then eventually the wheel will bend and twist, and we would not be able to ride the bike. So that means really when we come to living the holistic path of yoga, then as per Ammaji and as per also the Bharitya Sasnkriti, then yoga is the path of inclusiveness of each and every aspect. Then to me, when we look at the cultural appropriation and the living the culture, in sort of as I'm being born in India, and I've seen many people, men and women, living that. And well, I must say, Ammaji really is a very typical, a complete, a wholesome model of the Bharatiya culture. And each role she played at its wholesomeness. As a woman, seeing her carrying forward the wisdom, Swamiji blessed her, or the yoga blessed her, then the art, the dance, and also being the first guru of the children. Seeing now something we see, how amazing, as Dr. Nanda, our Guruji keep talking about Ammaji and her mentoring of him. So that role as a mother she played to be the first guru, then seeing her playing that role with Anandraj and Divya Priya, and along with that playing the same role for each and every being like me who came to the ashram. She took us on board as a guru, as a mother, as a mentor, as a guide. So that's just something to see, that inbuilt quality of the mamatvam, the love and the selfless care, and how she's always there with the profound care or the profound interest in each and every being who came to ashram, and sharing the wisdom and showing us the path of the life. And along with that, also Ammaji, to me, when I look back, during the 6 month and every time I went there, a wholesome human being living the every aspect of life. You will see Ammaji, in the afternoon, getting into the taxi and going into Pondicherry for her coffee, and her love for the dance, her love for spending time with the kids, seeing them doing yoga and stuff. So that fire that she has, which you will see in as part of our Bharatiya culture or the Sanskriti. So really, Ammaji lived each role, and now and then I wonder how many lives Ammaji would have lived in this short period of last sort of 40-50 years, really, in the ashram itself. And Ammaji definitely has shown us that we can live so many aspects of life. We can be a guru, and we can also be a human being, finding such an amazing balance between the mother, a guru, a writer, a composer, the person who is the director and running the ashram, also managing the cleaning, cooking, every aspect of the ashram, to also still managing to live her own life. And that is something I always found very much inspiring to see. And then, when we look at the role Ammaji has played into the Rishi culture, Gitananda yoga, the first thing worth to look back into, what she has done as assisting Swamiji, composing all these amazing courses, like step by step, and so many books, sort of like what Lord Ganesha did for the Kapil Muni. I believe Ammaji did the same thing for the Rishi culture, the Gitananda yoga, which again, so as part of the Bharatiya Sasnkriti, show herself as a role model, and surrendering her own identity into the divine identity of yoga. Then also we can see Ammaji's role as mentoring of her Guruji, Dr. Anandaji, Devasnath, and Divya Priya, and Anandraj, and so many of these amazing Gitananda yoga teachers we have worldwide now. And I guess, like, for me also, that amazing passion of Ammaji's for Hatha Yoga, it's just like something. When I met with Ammaji on the first time, I would have never thought that once she gets upstairs onto the Hatha Yoga deck, amazing. So really, sort of, and then same for the yogic rituals, the bhakti, the jnana yoga, satsang, the rituals, Bharatanatyam, writing, and so much more. Even, keeping the yoga life going on and on for all these years, all by herself. Something really worth to admire, and holding that culture, holding that tradition, holding that authenticity. So we can really, to me, we can say that Ammaji really is that true living, that virtuous guru we can dream of, and it's something which, to me, I'm ever grateful that I've been blessed to be able to even meet with Ammaji and have this connection, and being blessed with all these teachings. So just expressing that deep gratitude, that deep love for Ammaji.